Halloween is a day to pay respect to the dead. In the US, UK and Canada, people mostly spend Halloween dressing up and going door to door saying
Trick or treat!
Is that children saying trick or treat?
But this tradition is pretty recent, having only been started in the 1920s. So the question naturally comes to mind, what did people used to do before trick or treat was invented? Watch till the end of this video and you'll get to know the answer. And unsurprisingly, contrary to what Hollywood wants us to believe, Halloween in different parts of the world is celebrated very differently. In Mexico, Halloween is called the Day of the Dead. It's a Mexican holiday where families welcome back the souls of their deceased relatives for a brief reunion that includes food, drink and celebration. It's celebrated each year from October 31st to November 2nd. During the Day of the Dead festivities, people commonly wear skull masks and eat sugar candy molded into the shape of skulls. Locals dress up as their ancestors and build private altars called ofrendas, which they use to present gifts, from sugar skulls to tequila, to the dead. While in Japan, they kick it up a notch. The Kawasaki Halloween Parade is considered as the largest Halloween parade in the world, with thousands of people participating to exhibit nightmares and fantasies with creativity. Held in Kawasaki Station, the parade started in 1997 with only around 150 participants. At the end of October, Halloween enthusiasts put on vibrant makeup and innovative fashion ensembles for the parade. In the Kawasaki Halloween Parade, spooks and scares are celebrated in a fun, artistic way. But the parade has strict guidelines and standards for participating, so you have to apply for entry and pay a fee before the parade begins. Watching, however, is free. After the parade comes a costume contest called Halloween Award. Participants go all out, and for good reason, since the best costume gets a prize of 500,000 yen. In Hong Kong, China, they call it the Hungry Ghost Festival, and it's celebrated for a month-long period where various rituals and rites take place around the city to appease the ravenous ghosts. During this period, also known as the Ghost Month, tribal spirits are said to roam the streets, and many people give out offerings for the visiting spirits of their ancestors to appease them, including ceremonial victuals, burned incense, joss paper, and hell money. People also burn carefully crafted origami-like paper gifts constructed to resemble everything from clothing and designer bags to fast food and electronics. Special sheds often go up around town during this month for locals to worship the gods and give out offerings. Local neighborhoods also hold nightly Chinese operas, with the front row seats always left vacant and reserved for the ghosts. In Nigeria's Igbo culture, every 2 years, people prepare shrines for the visit of the Odo, or spirits of the dead. The spirits arrive between September and November, and they stay for around 6 months. Spirits take the form of men wearing plant fiber costumes, and just before they head back to the land of the dead, the community puts on a performance complete with musicians playing instruments like xylophones and drums. The dead are sent off with prayers for a plentiful harvest season and for families to have successful childbirths. Cambodians pay respect to the dead in a Buddhist festival known as Pchum. It's observed over a 3-day period in September or October, during which the gates of hell are set to open to let the spirits out to receive food offerings from their relatives. Ancestors are honored, going back as far as 7 generations. Celebrants rise early in the morning to cook rice balls and other food items, which they bring to the temples and pagodas. Ceremonies during the festival include monks chanting non-stop overnight as a prelude to the gates of hell opening. Once the gates open, ghosts are supposed to be released. To appease the ghosts, people prepare food offerings. Oftentimes, rice balls are thrown in the air, or rice is tossed in an empty field. Cambodians celebrate Pchum because they believe that after death, they become ghosts whose earthly actions shape their appearance, and that they walk the earth at this time. Everyone prays to help their ancestors pass on to a better life. And finally, to answer the question of how Halloween was originally celebrated, we travel all the way to Ireland, which is considered to be the birthplace of modern Halloween, with its origins stemming from the ancient Celtic and pagan rituals and a festival called Samhain that took place thousands of years ago. Millions celebrate Halloween around the world, but only a few know of its Celtic roots. Held every 31st of October in Ireland and Scotland, The Samhain festival found its origin 2000 years ago as it marked the middle ground between summer and winter, when the division between our world and the spirit world is at its thinnest. During this time, the living would summon their deceased ancestors while hiding from evil spirits by wearing masks and costumes. Today, these practices are carried over to the Halloween we know now, although more Christianized and child-friendly. The Samhain Fire Festival in Scotland commemorates this day with costume parades, fire dancing, wild drumming, and acrobatics. From grim and ghastly to fun and festive, it's no surprise that different cultures have different ways of celebrating life after death and connecting with the dearly departed. There's a common truth that spans nationalities and languages. The more we embrace death as a part of the human experience, the more we appreciate life as we live it.